Hey, good morning. And I went and saw A Quiet Place a few days ago. Quiet Place 2. And a week before that, I felt like if I'm going to see Quiet Place 2, I better see Quiet Place 1. And I have to say, this might be my favorite movie of the year. This movie stars Emily Blunt and John Krasinski as a married couple with, at the beginning of Quiet Place 1, 3 children. And this will be a spoiler discussion, so I have to warn you. Where an alien invasion has taken place, and the town has been ravaged by alien forces. Almost like the Alien movie back in the 70s and 80s, you get this type of creature in this movie, and the entire premise is if these creatures hear you, speak, move, they come and get you. And so there's this tension that the audience is asked to live in through both Quiet Place 1 and Quiet Place 2, where the moment that a sound is made, that a conversation is had, boom, they're going to come out of nowhere and get the people. And so you have this family. The beautiful part of Quiet Place 1 is that this family is stuck in this store where all of this drama has already taken place, where the aliens have got most of the town. So there's just a few people left. We only concentrate on this family in Quiet Place 1. And so we're following them into their home. And the tragedies that kind of circle this family in episode 1, you feel the aftermath of that. And the beauty of this is that it challenges me, the audience member, to being comfortable the entire movie. So every step that a family member takes, there is a scene where there's a staircase and there's a nail in the staircase that's sticking up, and the way the camera is done in this is that you feel the tension of those people going downstairs into the basement, and then there's a moment where Emily Blunt's character steps on that nail, and ouch, it's more than just ouch. It causes mass chaos. And one of the daughter in this movie is deaf, and that's one of the most powerful things about Quiet Place 2. Is so not only are you hearing silence, I am jumping back from 1 and 2, so forgive me, but in Quiet Place 2, where the daughter she's a significant part of Quiet Place 1, but Quiet Place 2, where you hear silence as an audience member, then you get to sit in the silence of what it's like to be deaf and living in this world, not being able to hear anything, so you don't know when something's coming, and knowing that she has her dad dies in the first one, trying to rescue the kids, so he becomes a sacrifice. When the aliens are going to get the kids, he sacrifices himself. The John Krasinski character, and incidentally, he directs both one. He directs number 2 for sure. I'm not sure if he directed the first one or not. But in the second one, the deaf girl, and I forgot her name. A lot of this movie centers on her and her brother. At some point during the film, whereas in Quiet Place 1, they're all together as a family. In Quiet Place 2, they separate, and there is the neat thing about Quiet Place 2 is that Quiet Place 1 doesn't give us much background as to what happened to get the aliens here, which is fine. It sets up the tone by bringing us into the store and seeing the aftermath of what the aliens have done. In Quiet Place 2, we get a little bit of a backstory as to the aliens coming and how this initially impacted the family. So the family's at a baseball game, and there's a neighbor there. And the dad, John Krasinski's character, Emily Blunt's character, Cillian Murphy, his name is Emmett, and I think he was Scarecrow in Dark Knight. And he's one of the neighbors. I thought he was a brother for a while, because there's a strong, it seems that when Emily Blunt's talking to him, it seems like they really know each other. And I got the sense that maybe Emmett and Lee Abbott, that's John Krasinski's character. I thought they were brothers, but I guess they're just really close neighbors. And so in Quiet Place 2, whereas in Quiet Place 1, it was just about the Abbott family. In Quiet Place 2, it's pretty much, because John Krasinski's character has died, it's pretty much Emily Blunt's character, Evelyn Abbott, her two kids now, three I should say, because there's a baby now, and they're on the run from the aliens, and they come up with on Emmett's character, and so they're sort of in a. He doesn't really want to adopt them, but it's like okay, and because the young daughter, Regan Abbott, played by Millicent Simmons, and she is deaf, and again she plays this role so well. Really, I think she's the main point of Quiet Place 2, and I think seeing the story from her lens is so powerful, because again she can't hear him. She can't hear him, and the audience is taken into that. And just the fights for survival. And I think there's lessons in here for us to think and contemplate the power of silence. It's something that we don't do well with. You notice even when we go to church services and we hear, let's have a time for silent prayer, you still have a piano or an organ playing in the background. We live in a world that is so full of noise. And this movie, I think the most powerful things of it is it really emphasizes the power of silence. And how I really think this movie shows us how scared of silence we are. That might be a unique take from what other people might be saying about this movie. There's so many layers to this movie. I love this movie. And the initiative that Regan Abbott and her brother Marcus, so Marcus and Emily Blunt's character are together most of the time, and then Emmett and Regan are together again in Quiet Place 2. They're together, so that they've split up. They're in two different aspects of this alien invasion, trying to do what they need to do to survive. And obviously it sets up a Quiet Place 3. And it'll be interesting to see, as they've taken us from Quiet Place 1, where it's just the Abbotts, and we've added other characters to kind of expand, showing us how this alien invasion is impacting that town. It'll be interesting, now that they've figured out a way to combat the aliens. How's it going to impact? I mean, I've got to assume they've impacted more than just this town. Maybe they've impacted the world. So how do you keep going with this franchise now that they found the antidote of her hearing aid when it's put up to a speaker, and then there's usually a shotgun or a sword or something that's taken to the aliens. So again, if you've not seen this movie, I just ruined it for you, but if you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. So I highly, highly recommend going to see A Quiet Place. It's suspenseful. You keep you on your toes. Every movement, like I said about the nail in the staircase, just any movement, you're just on your seat the entire time. It is PG. It's clean, and I definitely recommend going to see this movie. So, hey, I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna go see. I'm gonna do a review on Old next week, which I'm looking forward to. G.I. Joe. And I also do Bible devotionals too, so I'm going to be writing about the Transfiguration from Matthew. And I've split up YouTube channels. I have John Pope's movie reviews on this channel, and I have John Pope's devotionals, and I'll be building that, and I'm working on my lighting. So we will experiment, play with that. It is Saturday morning. I hope you have a blessed day. God be with you. Amen. Take care. Bye.